Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of news and updates, I will go about on Twitter X platform, and we'll see if I can manage to do some live stream during this weekend. Cannot promise anything. I think I'm going to step up a little bit on the Midnight Suns episodes, probably 3 episodes per week. So I will start publishing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday regarding this series. And again, I think it's better for the moment being focused on one game at a time on the gameplay series. Regarding streaming, I still want to do the new game plus on Elden Ring. But yeah, for the moment, this is it. My only day off on the gaming news program is on Sunday. So let's go for the news. Yeah, simply Intel might be in big trouble because of the 13 and 14 gen CPU problems, and it might lead to a potential class action lawsuit. There is already this firm where you get a form where you can get around. I will assume this is regarding United States only, but you have a form where you input your information and for them to check if there is any kind of possibility after they gather all the data from all the persons that fill this form to get and go forward for a class action lawsuit, which yeah, I think Intel is deep shit, mainly because of I think majority of the responses that they have, since they were not upfront. They they are not making any trying to get around and arrange a solution, and basically they sold defective products out of the get-go, with no warning, mainly because some of them for sure are regarding oxidation. Gamers Nexus is been following up on this pretty well, and they tweeted out yesterday that yeah, Intel is unbelievably slimy, and they will do a multi-part report soon. Again, I think they will take into account the reporting they already did with oxidation stuff, and also some of the things that they got around with, especially on the Arizona fab. I think the oxidation problem came from a batch from I'm not sure if it is 13 or 14 gen CPUs there that issue, and supposedly it's fixed. And again, they they don't even recognize that there was a problem from their side, and they don't basically are basically in overall things or schemes, overall scheme of things, they are not even proposing like decent solutions to the problem that people are having, and the fact that you have products that are being broken, even uh, not even even I think now the problem of this thing of the degradation CPUs, I think it's reaching to lower end CPUs now, instead of the high end, which usually take most voltage and gets more degradation there. I think it's reaching on the mid to lower end of the range of their lineup of CPUs that they launched, and they are not proposing any kind of solution for them. They just want to stick with the profits. Again, as you can see, um, uh, trying to be fan of a company, or in the end will all you get into trouble. um Fanboying for a corporation, usually it's not good unless you are getting well rewarded by that. With if some company wants to pay me thousands of dollars for to chill for them, I'll be more than happy to do so. But yeah, you don't fanboy for a company, especially huge corporations, because you will get screwed one of these days for them if you just go about and just simp, let's say, for lack of a better term at the moment, from the top of my head. If you simp for a company, you will get screwed around one of these days. That's why I tend to, at least for my personal case, I check what I want, the range of a product that I want, and I check all the brands, check all the reviews, if possible. Depending on the product, I see if there is like medium to long term reviews of that product, and then I choose the product itself. Regardless of the brand, I choose the best thing that suits my needs. In the case of assembling my PC around a year ago, I went. I took a little bit of a chance because it was a year ago or so that I went for AM5 platform. But I took the chance knowing that the support that at this point in time that AMD gave to the and is still giving the support in terms of CPUs and from time to time motherboards on the M4 platform. I made a leap of faith on that again we might get some stumbles on the M5 platform on the beginning, but things will smooth out pretty quickly. And I took that chance there. I also took the chance on Radeon GPUs. One of them was the fact that NVIDIA went to that connector thing, the 12-volt power connector. I was always very a foot behind on that. We started to see when I was indecisive between NVIDIA or AMD Radeon, the things with the power connector just blowing GPUs and connectors and melting connectors starting to ramp up too much for my taste, and I just jump for even though it's a little bit weaker than the 4090 and fights with the 4080, I just went for an AMD also. But in any case, if when I want to upgrade my rig, I will check again how Intel is doing, how AMD is doing, and then I will take the decision there. Even though to a certain degree I'm kind of stuck on the M5 platform, but I think so far they're behaving okay to the consumer regarding the M5 platform, so I cannot complain too much regarding that. Because again, on the other side, we got Intel that is doing a shit show of this 13 and 13 and 14 gen CPU, and I don't know how they're going to turn around this on the 15 gen. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Building trust takes a lot, but to crumble that trust it takes you a moment like this in a few months spam to just destroy your reputation in an instant. And with that, they also are cutting 50% of their workforce in the new cost saving plan. Again, it seems that they have a loss of 1.6 billion. Again, supposedly it's not being good for them. Uh, Again, I think they caught a little bit off guard with the AI stuff. They were not well prepared on the AI stuff, and the fact that they are also, I think, at this moment in time, from what I understand, they are going deep down on opening their fabs to make their own chips. It's a huge advancement on that part. I think this is part to a certain degree on the long-term plan of for them to be less dependent, supposedly, from third parties to manufacture their own chips. And I think this again Intel Foundry system there in terms of physical factories to make the fab stuff and maintain a high quality things, which it's not happening so far with this CPU shenanigans, which mainly comes from their own fabs. But then again, it's a long term project. But yeah, it's not making enough money, and the fact again they are I think third place basically on the AI race there, which where a lot of companies are making huge bucks. So again, they are going to remove 15% of their workforce, which basically it's almost 20,000 people by the end of this year. Yeah, it's not good. And still, with all this quarter two earning stuff there, we don't even have like any plans regarding BattleMate GPUs. Again, I'm not sure if it is the fact that they didn't even touch anything regarding the GPU side of business there. I'm not sure if it is that small at this moment in time for their portfolio of business, but Interesting enough, nobody said anything regarding this call. I'm not sure because they probably maybe next year they will have until the end of the year we might have some information regarding that, because it will be good if they can offer to a certain degree how they offer in the low end good very at this moment in time. Now they have pretty decent price to performance CPUs on the low end. If they can wrap up that at least to the middle range, I think will be a little bit better, at least to gain some brand recognition in the GPU market, because again it's very stifled with basically Nvidia taking the lion's share and then AMD being the second with, I don't know, 15-20%, if that much, on the GPU side of things, at least on the DIY side of things. But yeah, this is what I got from Intel. It's not looking good for this summer. On the other side, we got AMD. Their CPUs are reaching low time ever prices. In this case, they highlighted the 7900 X3D. So it's basically, again, I'm not sure how well this will behave regarding gaming, specifically because these chips being 12 cores, they have two CCDs, so two chiplets, and only one of those chiplets has the 3D cache there. Um, I'm not sure if they managed to smooth out everything that they had with the scheduling, with the dual CCD CPU stuff. But yeah, it's still very cheap. It's almost at the same price of a 7700X at this moment in time on Micro Center. This is only available at United States, and you need to get around and go physically to a store on Micro Center to get those chips, or any kind of hardware. You have to go to Micro Center. They don't do deliveries there, or I don't think they even sell online. But yeah, even the 7600X, $180, I think it's an excellent deal. Even with the upcoming Ryzen 9000, I think that even at this price point, this is excellent. It's less, how much? Um, the upcoming 9600X supposedly is going to be 280, so it's $100 less. And still, this is an excellent chip, the 7600X, even for playing. Again, um, I don't think you need to spend extra. With that $100, you can buy a very excellent motherboard. I think no, $100 excellent motherboard, no, but a pretty decent motherboard. With that, you save $100 for a motherboard, and you can spend those extra dollars that you might save up buying 7000 series you save that budget to the GPU itself. I think it's more important for gaming. But yeah, we got excellent deals here with the Ryzen 7000 series of CPUs here. If you're looking for high end, at least for gaming, still the 7800 X3D, it's the one that performs the better, and I think the 7900 X3D is quite close in terms of the AMD chips. And I think the 7950 X3D also performs pretty well. And then I think 7700X is fourth. It's on the top four or something like that, if not mistaken. But yeah, good to see that AMD is preparing for the launch of the 9000. I think they want to try to get out all the stock that they can get out of the 7000 series. So by the launch of the 9000, there is not a lot of competition there on the market between their own CPUs. But yeah, it's good to see. On the other hand, we got going to get DRAM prices will increase a lot until this year. I covered this on the beginning of the year, at least, if not mistaken, that there was some speculation that the everything from memory chips related is going to increase in price by the end of the year. We got again kind of a confirmation that this will happen. DRAM prices probably around at least 50% until the end of the year, and another 45% on next year. Even though they're selling well, they are high in demand mainly because of AI boom, a lot of DRAM and NAND flash memory chips, even the HDB, yeah, HBM memory, I band I-band memory. I think that's how they call it. I don't know. They put memory here. It confuses me a little bit. But yeah, a lot of demanding of these ships. Again, the more demand that there is, they can increase. Given that the production has a cap there in terms of what they can produce, again, it will increase the price because there is a lot of demand still for these ships yet. Especially on the HBMs, because they are for those components on the server side of the AI accelerators that NVIDIA and AMD use. And with that, again, I don't know what to tell you. This is going to be tough. If you're thinking about it, just upgrade it before it gets even more expensive. There is also a contributing factor for this increase, which is the adoption of the DDR5 DRAM adoption in server market. The fact that we also have this, how they call it, the LP DDR5, so the low power, which it's from HBM basically. HBM manufacturing process for the LPDDR5 and LPDDR5X for the laptops. I mentioned this already on my channel at least a couple of times this previous month, if not mistaken. And yeah, a lot of it is going to get that revenue because again, those chips is basically new technology, will increase price. All of that is helping out for the memory RAM to and RAM to come a little bit higher up, and the fact that I think even iPhones now will be starting to use UFS storage, which interestingly enough they were not using, which is interesting. No, Apple will adopt 2026 the UFS ultra fast storage system, which uses different type of chips, which at this moment in time seems not being using, which is interesting. But yeah, a lot of this has to do with a lot of demand. Basically, that's why we will see an increase on that. So, my recommendation, if you're thinking about it, I think it's now it's a good time to get that DRAM if you really need to before it gets a little bit more expensive. But yeah, this is what I got from the industry in terms of games. Again, still are in the silly season. I'm not seeing a lot of Wukong stuff. I don't know if IGN and company are trying to hide that game from previews because the game will come out 25 or 22 August, something like that. I'm not sure, but it will come this month. But yeah, regarding again, Ubisoft is in a shit show this year. Got an update regarding the banner from the this guys here, which is the Sekigahara Teco Corps, which is a reenactment group. Ubisoft basically used that on game on the art book style or something like that, and they are basically telling that they will not remove from the art book itself, even though they were basically to apologize by the fact that they basically stole the art from them, and basically they say that they apologize at the time for using. They just apologize for using that black flag, and noted that the art featuring the banner will not longer be distributed aside from the art book for the game's collector's edition. And basically the guy that is basically at this moment in time representing the reenactment group said that yeah, that apology it's not good enough, and I think it's not good enough. And on July 19th, he revealed that Ubisoft refused to move the flag again after the update. The second update, they said they will not remove it. And while Ubisoft had refused to remove the image from the art book, the guy Matchlock Cage indicated now is going to contact Square Enix, the prospective publisher of the art book, to have it removed. And I think if they don't want to do this, I think that they should be proceeding um, to a lawsuit, even though I don't know how that will work on Japan, given that this Sekigahara reenactment group is on Japan. I don't know how that works there in Japan, but I think they should follow with the lawsuit, and I think they should have to also do, if possible, um, a crowdfunding page for that, because again, it's a voluntary group. There is no profit. It's not a group that makes any kind of activities for profit. So everything is fan made basically. But I think yeah, they should go forward. So yeah, because if companies out of nowhere just copyright strike everybody and cease and desist to everybody, will uh, uh, sometimes without any kind of reason, I think people should do the same to the corporations that do this kind of shit show, especially on this specific case of the Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, I think if they are able, I think they should do like crowdfunding to get around and sue out of these guys out of business if possible. Continuing with more Ubisoft shit show, we got Star Wars Outlaw PC requirements. Yeah, this doesn't look good. The game is not, besides being a shit show in terms of quality, it's not very well optimized for sure. Even for recommended for 1080p 60 frames per second, they recommended 3060 Ti, which is not good enough, and 6700 XT. But again, you have to use upscalers. So 1080p with the set for quality. So he's going to. So this is for 720p. This thing here, this hardware. The CPU doesn't matter that much here for 60 frames. The GPU here is a 3060 Ti and the 6700 XT is basically suited for a 720p because the game will be rendered in if you use an upscaler quality, usually it's around 720p for a 1080p presentation, and 1440p 60 frames high graphic preset with upscaler set quality. You will need basically a 3080, but I think the 4080 is for 1080p gaming basically, so you just need to ramp up. And 20 and the same thing with 4K 60 ultra graphics. Again, ultra is a little bit too much, I think. With upscaler set quality, again, you need a 4080 and the 7900 XTX. Again, this game is not very well um, uh, yeah, it's not very well. Oh my god, I forgot the word I want to use. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot the word that I want to use. You know what I mean. It's not very well smoothed out, let's say. I completely forgot the word that I wanted to use. Sometimes it happens. But yeah, as you can see, this is doesn't look good. You're basically going to need a 48 or a 7900 XTX to play 1440p high settings, basically. This is what it's going to do here. I think 4K upscaler quality, 1440p or even less. I'm not sure exactly or how it renders. I think depends on the upscaler, but again, I don't use this, so I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, this doesn't look good, doesn't bode well. And the fact that to finish up this thing, you can see the clips here. There is a lot of clips, especially gameplay. It's about the systems implemented there. Again, I will recommend for you to check those videos here on the page of the article. We got the NPCs not caring about where the player is. The stealth mechanics are completely broken. We got, for example, here she was shot off or dismounted that speeder bike, and the NPCs here, the stormtroopers, are firing into this side instead of trying to lock on a player there. Stealth mechanics again. I noticed this on the first trailer. I think I mentioned that a few months ago. On the stealth part of things, when she goes up behind and just punches guys with helmets and armored enemies in the head like nobody's business. Doesn't make any kind of sense. And again, now people are noticing too much because she doesn't even uses like a weapon, the weapon that she has, or some kind of blunt instrument to knock people on the head, especially with armed enemies. Doesn't make any sense with your bare hand, just punching enemies one punch knockout doesn't make a lot of sense on the physics there. Again, a lot of breaking AI routines that don't identify where the player is, and they miss the player like 2 feet away, stuff like this. There's basically here a collection of stuff here, and the fact that my God, she really looks very weird. Even from these two images, I don't know what they did here. Even though if you look closely, you can see the facial features here, but they completely look almost two different characters. It's very weird the way they went about it. And the real model, the actress that they took inspiration, let's say, is completely different. I'm not even going to enter if it is more beautiful or not. It's completely different. There is no relatable. There is no physical appearance relatable to between the designed character and the actress itself. Even though they try to use actors to be alike on the game, but yeah, whatever. This is going to be a shit show for Ubisoft, basically. It's my point here. Let's end up with some good stuff. Gaming deals. We still have Resident Evil franchise on sale. Again, I will leave all the Resident Evil games on the description below for you to complete your collection. We got Shardpunk. If you're not sure if it is a game for you, you got the demo here to try out and see if it is good for you. We got Dredge, 45% off on the deluxe edition. We got Stray. This is a new one, Meow Meow game, 40% off. We got Last Train Home, 50% off. Again, this is a pretty good one. Seems like it's real-time tactics. Not usually that. I don't like very much real-time. I prefer turn-based tactics, but it seems pretty good for what it's trying to do here. Also, this is more my liking. Jagged Alliance free, 50% off. Again, this is turn-based tactics. The combat it's kind of similar with at XCOM, but then you got the strategy layer completely different of XCOM. It's a bunch of mercenaries trying to go around and do some missions, trying to conquer some spaces there. Very interesting. And then you got Journey. Again, excellent game. 70% off. If you never tried it, I really do recommend. I played this game on PlayStation at the time, a few years back, and I really do recommend this one. On GOG, we got Children Morta. This is the complete edition, 71% off. We got Miasma Chronicles, 60% off. Again, this is kind of a spiritual successor of Mutineer Zero Road to Eden, which is one of the games that already did a gameplay series. This seems to be a little bit more improved in terms of graphic wise and more refined tactics and gameplay. But it's in the complete different universe. But yeah, it follows the same makers of that first game. They try to improve with the different world and story to tell. We got also No Man's Sky. Now it's on sale on GOG, 60% off. Again, here there is no shenanigans with DRMs or anything like that. And yeah, it has all the updates, of course. And lastly, we got Void Master again. This got the stamp approval for me. I already did also gameplay series on this game. If you want to check out, I recommend at least checking the first or two episodes so you can have a sense of what the game is. It's a first-person roguelike kind of thing here. Very interesting kind of humor also. But yeah, it's got my stamp of approval, that's for sure. And yeah, basically this is what I got for you today, guys. I will just wrap up with my plug on the Patreon tier for extra support, which at this moment in time is for me to try and get a better storage solution for me to be able to get backups of the stuff that I do for my clients. And of course, extra storage for the things that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunami Master out.